Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah.
Melanated!
Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current event. Today's tea is hot, regular black tea with a little bit of milk in it. It's regular British Tetley tea. If you guys know what Tetley tea is, you know it's like Lipton, but for British people. British really care about tea, so their regular tea is going to be just a little bit more like intense than American regular tea. Next I'm going to try Irish tea. Irish breakfast tea, I wonder how that differs. This is my new favorite jam.
Oh, I want you to put it out. Put some respect on it. Listen, when you say my name, put some respect on it. I ain't playing with y'all. Put some respect on it. And I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it no more. Listen.
I don't know if you guys know what that is. So that's the Hamiltones singing their their sort of mashup of some of the key elements of Birdman's outburst on the morning show with Charlemagne and the rest of the group. So I guess last week, I'm not sure exactly when, Birdman was invited to be on the Breakfast Club, and he went. And if you guys know anything about the Breakfast Club, you know it's a radio, it's the morning show for Power 105 or something in New York, right? Basically, he basically said to them, and I will try to link it below if I find it, you know, when you say my name, put some respect on it. Don't be disrespectful to me. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, they have no idea. Like, they talk a lot of shit. So they might have said something about him, not knowing that Birdman was still sore about it. And Birdman came specifically to the show to diss them. But, like, it just ended up blowing up in his face because everyone's laughing at him for him being ridiculous. When they tried to ask him specifically what was wrong and, like, why was he upset, he couldn't even answer it because he was just like, I'm not saying you disrespect my name. And like they were just all like mobbed in there. Like I don't even know. It was just so weird. I think it's funny. I just think it's so silly. Like, I guess I don't really understand machismo and like people demanding that other people respect them. Like, I feel like, yes, if you want something from me, you should respect me. And as a human being, you should respect me. But like, there are people who just aren't going to respect me. And like, I can't force them to. Like, you know, I don't know. Respect is a thing that I don't like think that certain people are guaranteed for the business he's in. Like, if radio hosts talk shit about him, like, okay, happened. The next thing that happened last week, which if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I am pretty sad about, is Prince dying. And it was not that I thought that Prince was going to push out another hit. I mean, he could have because I was waiting. And not to say that I'm a Prince super fan. I'm not saying that when he was the symbol that I bought those albums because I did not. But his earlier stuff, his 80s stuff, like, I absolutely loved. And he's definitely the worst actor I've ever seen in my life. Still really loved Prince for his talent as a musician. The fact that he played all of his own instruments, wrote his songs. I mean, played all of his own instruments. Like, you guys, that's a big deal. Guitar, drums, bass, piano. Like, Prince was avant-garde and so different in his time. Like, he was so not androgynous, but like his style of dress, breaking gender barriers when it comes to dress. And there are a lot of people who turned their back on him, a lot of black people who turned their back on him because he was too weird or he was too rock or he was too whatever. And I find it now endearing and like weird that a lot of the black community is coming together to celebrate Prince. And Prince has always been unabashedly black. He's never pretended to be otherwise. You know, he's always had his Halle Berry haircut. You know what I'm saying? Like, Prince has always done what he wanted to do and walked to the beat of his own drum. He wore his heels and did not give a F. He's not going to be here to write songs for people. You know, that Janelle Monáe song he wrote with her on the Electric Lady album is just so good. And we're just going to be missing like an important component in our country, you know, as far as this kind of supernova that he was and this light. And whenever he came on stage, no matter what time, what award show, you know, he was just so Prince and so, you know, unabashedly who he was. And from what I hear, like a great guy, you know. Supplemental stories about him that made me really endear towards him, and he will be missed. And I was like sad, like that we don't have this musical force, you know, in the atmosphere anymore. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is Lemonade. You know, I watched it, and some of my like this part of my edges were gone. Lemonade was really good, you guys. I did hear some word that she didn't write the poetry that was in between the pieces, and that some of the songs she didn't write or she co-wrote or whatever. And so that, you know, when coming off of like someone like Prince dying who like does everything, and you go to Beyonce, who Beyonce does do a lot, but she doesn't do the things that I think are important to me. I will say that it was beautiful, and I cried with her, and I was there with her, and I went on this emotional roller coaster with her. And even though it wasn't all her own writing I still can appreciate what she got, those people who she got to help her put out this imagery and put out this word and put out this feeling and spirit. I have to say kudos to that, because she really, I mean, I've never felt more empowered as a Black woman. And it also made sense, the Formation video, because the Formation video by itself, like, didn't do anything for me, but put into this world of Lemonade and the consistency of the imagery in Lemonade and with Formation completely made sense to me. And just, I felt empowered as a Black woman afterwards. And Beyonce has never made me feel that way, nor did I ever think she would make me feel that way. It was great. So if you have a chance to see it, you should see it. And if it doesn't affect you that way, then that's fine. Put some respect on it. I mean, it's the same thing with all art. It doesn't have to affect everybody the same way and at the same intensity. But for me, that's what I felt from it. Me being someone who isn't a Beyonce stan. Like, I can't say that I'm not a Beyonce fan, because there are some jams, some songs that will forever be like my shit. But I'm not somebody who is unabashedly supportive of Beyonce, because she just isn't my type of artist. And you guys know that. I'm more into artists who I can feel who they are. And this is the first time I've ever been able to feel who Beyonce is, even if someone else helped her to help me feel it. You know what I'm saying? I said it here, everyone's saying it everywhere else, but I'm saying it here, you guys know it. Trump and Hillary are going to race. And this is the most interesting election of my life. No, it's not the most interesting, because Obama was pretty fucking cool. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like the second round of like really cool, intense elections that I have ever been involved in. Some of you may not be into it, may not, like politics, like whatever, you're shutting your brain off right now. But there might be a point in your future when your kids ask you about this, because this is going to go down in the history books, and your grandkids, your great-grandkids are going to learn about this, and they're going to come to you and they're going to be like, Mom, what did you do when Hillary and Trump ran? And you're going to be like, people were upset about it, and like, you know what I'm saying? So you should know something. Because I remember asking my mom about what happened during the civil rights movement, and she like could not answer me. And I was just like, I don't understand. You were a teenager during the civil rights movement. I need you to give me more information. But like, she's just like,
oh, white people didn't want, they used KKK.
So I'm doing my best to like detailed remember what's going on, so that when my kids or my niece or my great nieces and nephews or whatever ask me, I can say, yo,
this is what went down, son. It was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump said that she was only getting the vote because she was playing the woman card. Like, what? I'm sick of cis white men talking about the card. Like, y'all play the white cis card every single day of your lives. In fact, that's the only cards y'all have in y'all hands. And they are the ace. If you play spades, they are both the jokers, the big and little. They are the ace of spades. They are the king and the queen and the jack of spades. So if somebody got a little queen of spades they trying to play, or they're using or whatever, don't try to make it seem like you don't have a card that you're playing. Okay? Like, and I even hate to use that kind of rhetoric around it, but since we're using it, that's my analogy for that situation. However, playing the woman card, how are you going to play a woman card when you are a woman? Like, I'm sorry, that's just the only card you have, right? And if you are a woman and women want to see another woman in office, and a woman who's qualified, a woman who has been doing the damn thing for a long time, then why not? I'm sorry, like, everyone can argue with me about this if they want to. However, y'all know Hillary is qualified. Whether or not you agree with her policies or how she's about to get shit done, she is qualified. The same way that Donald Trump is qualified to be a businessman, yet not qualified to be a politician. It's going to be a shit show. So no matter who wins, and obviously I want Hillary to win, if Donald wins, I will still be super intrigued as to what happens. The Republicans run the House and the Senate, right? But when those people re-up, we should be able to get some good Democrats in there. And it's not, Donald Trump is not going to be able to just do whatever he wants to do, carte blanche. It's not that easy. Being the president is not the end all and be all and the fix all of everything. You could put bills through, but Congress has to approve it. You can say things are in action, but Congress still has to approve it. So it's not like he just has like, you know, the magic pen to sign anything into order. So we still have ways to counterbalance him. But I still think it'll be super interesting, like, especially when nothing he says that he wants to get done happens. And all of these people who felt so, like, pulled up by the bootstraps and enfranchised and felt a part of the system, who came out to vote. All these Republicans who haven't voted in years now come out to vote just to vote for Trump because they feel like Trump is someone different and Trump is someone who cares about the people. And that is the dumbest thing. The people who think that Trump care about them as regular ass people, Trump is a billionaire, dude. He does not care about you. Like, there's no way he could. There's very few billionaires who care about regular ass people. It's very few. And Trump is not one of them. But go on ahead and continue to believe that he's going to bring new things to the White House. Trump is one of those robber barons. Trump is one of those billionaires who use politicians and have them in his back pocket. So yeah, he understands how it works from that point of view, but that doesn't mean he's a good guy. That doesn't mean he's going to get in there and do what works for this country. He might do what works for his homies and his constituents, but he's not going to like care about, Tyrone Banks, Joshua, whatever the third. Like, he's not going to care about Billy Bob. He don't care about none of y'all. And frankly, Hillary doesn't care about me. I've accepted that. But I'm not a fool going into this. Oh, wow. Put some respect on it. Okay, thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or would like to join the conversation, please leave a comment down below. You guys have a fantastic day. All right, bye. And I ain't gonna say it no more. And I ain't gonna say it no more. That's wrong.